Hello, welcome on. My name is Harry Miller here for Liverpool Goals, and joining me, I have a very special guest. You may know him as former cage fighter champion, Paddy the Baddie. Paddy, how are you doing?
What's happening, people? I'm good. How are we?
Now, if you don't know Paddy, I don't know what you're doing because he's big time now, but he's got a fight coming up March 19th, UFC in London. How are you feeling about having your first UFC fight in England? Are you looking forward to a home crowd? I know it's down south, so it's not really home, but how are you feeling about it?
It's gonna be though, lad. It's gonna be. There's that many scousers going down. We're gonna take over the gaff. It's gonna be special, lad. The UFC is never gonna have seen a night like this in the UK. It's that simple.
No, wherever you go, it's a house party usually. Straight from you walk in.
And that's what it's gonna be, lad. It's gonna be my own house party as always, lad. The start of the show, we'll turn up and take over.
Now, your first UFC fight, you won first round knockout, easy as that. But you called your shot, and that was impressive. But this fight, you're up against Rodrigo Vargas. He's never been knocked out in his career, and you've also never been knocked out, obviously. Are we going to expect a knockout here? Are you going to call your shot again?
He's getting finished in the first round. Like,
Right.
it just depends what fight he wants to have. You know what I mean? If he wants to have a striking fight with me, he'll get knocked out. If he wants to try and grapple with me, he'll get submitted. It literally just depends on what he wants to do, lad. If he decides to shoot in and try and take me down, I'll submit him. If he tries to have a striking fight with me, I'll knock him out.
Well, last fight you got a right hand knockout because you've been working on your boxing. I know. Have you been working on anything specific for this fight, or just general training?
Not really. I've just added a few things into my game. I've had a wrestler over from America chasing, been training with a wrestler from America who's also a southpaw like my opponent. I've added a lot of kicks into my game where I've been doing taekwondo and stuff, and I've just sharpened up my boxing and my jiu-jitsu, lad. Kind of see a different version of me again from my last fight. 6 months is a long time, and I've evolved.
That's great to see. And you've mentioned a bunch in the past. You want to fight at Anfield. That's all you really want. You want to go to have a home crowd. Who ideally would you rather have across the octagon from you at Anfield if you could pick anyone?
Well, obviously, everyone's going to pick the same fighter, lad, because you know who sells the most pay-per-views, lad. It's going to be Conor, obviously, McGregor, but it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter who would be facing me because that'd sell out anyway, just with my name on there and whoever was facing me. It doesn't really matter.
So you were at Anfield the other night against Inter Milan. We didn't get the result we wanted, but we still went through. Do you think Liverpool can finish the season with 4 trophies, or are we more likely to get 1 or 2?
No, I'm a very optimistic type of person, lad. I thought we were going to beat Inter Milan 3-0 the other night, but they turned up and we didn't, lad. Well, we should have won about 4-1 the amount of times we hit the woodwork and that Diaz shot at the end. But I still think we can win the quadruple. I've been saying for months that the league title race isn't over, when a lot of me mates have been saying, oh, it's over, Pad, it's over. I've been saying the whole time, it's not over till it's mathematically impossible to catch them. Same with the Champions League, lad. I fancy us to beat anyone over 2 legs. I'd love United to go through and us to get United because we slapped them about the pitch for 180 minutes.
It'd be a fun game. Might have a big aggregate scoreline at the end.
Yeah, a big aggregate scoreline, lad. That'd embarrass them.
Now it looks like Everton might be going down in the Premier League. Is that something you'd be happy to see? I know you're a local lad. Is that going to put a smile on your face, or are you going to be a bit sad?
No, what, a couple of years ago, or even like the start of this season, I would have not liked them to go down. But because me mates who are proper dirty, horrible, bitter blues, the other day, lad, me mate Sam, lad, every goal City scored, lad, he was celebrating like Everton was just scoring in the Champions League final. So I hope Everton go down just because of how bitter they are, because I know they'll never come back up.
You're not going to miss the derbies?
No, fuck the derbies, lad. Who's asked? You know what I mean? We'll just laugh at them at the end of the season.
Now, this Liverpool team is quite extraordinary. We haven't seen one like this in a while. Is this the best Liverpool team you've ever seen?
Yeah, by a mile. By far the best Liverpool team I've ever seen. I got asked me best Liverpool 11 that I've ever watched the other night, and I think I only swapped 3 players from the actual team that we've got now. The team that we've got now is by far the best team I've ever seen.
Is there any changes you would make to this team? Because a lot of speculation gone about Salah's contract, Mane's contract, if they're too old. Is there anyone you'd want out or in even?
No, there's no one I'd want out. I'd love us to sign Jude Bellingham. I think we need some fresh blood in the centre midfield. I'd love Jude Bellingham to get signed by Liverpool. He's a quality player and he's a nice lad as well, and he's English, you know what I mean? So I'd love us to sign Jude Bellingham. He's someone that I want. Darren Kunku looks quality as well.
Oh.
But I do think at the end of the season, one of the front three is going to go. I'm hoping it's not Salah because he kept us alive last season. Without him, I don't know where we would have finished. So I don't know. I've just got a feeling one of them's going to go.
If you had to pick between Mane or Bobby, who would you rather leave?
It's hard to say, lad, to be honest. Like, you get a lot more money for Mane. I think that's what the owners are going to do. And Bobby's also happy to sit on the bench where Mane isn't. But Mane's the better player, know what I mean? Bobby's more towards the back end of his career. But as I say, it's not up to us, is it? It's up to the board and the club, and they'll decide what they're going to do.
Now, something that's become quite iconic about you is your hair. Everyone seems to have opinions about it. But I have this debate quite often in the Liverpool squad, who has the best hair. In my opinion, it's Trent. But if you had to pick anyone of the Liverpool players and steal their hair for a day, whose would it be?
I don't know. That's a fucking tough question, that, lad. I haven't got a clue.
You don't want to give up your own hair?
Nah, I wouldn't want to give up my own hair, but it'd probably be like Salah's got similar hair to me, lad. We'll go Salah. Salah's is like mine, but just a different colour.
He's got an afro.
It's not like an afro. I'd go Salah, fuck it.
Oh, yes. I mean, I think you'd look decent on you.
Or Verge, but I couldn't do a ponytail.
No, is that the longest you'll have it?
It's been longer than this. Like, it's been much longer than this, especially when I go on holiday and I get in the sun, lad. But yeah, I don't let it go. Yours is nice and long, lad.
Yeah, mine's
I don't let
long,
it go that long.
No, this takes a lot to keep up. You don't want this. Now, you've changed from featherweight to lightweight already in your career. Is that something, are you going to stick with lightweight now, do you think? Or do you think you'd want to put on more or take off less?
No, when I was making featherweight, I was still a kid, know what I mean? I was still a child. I started my career at bantamweight, lad. Because I went pro when I was 17, so I started my career at bantamweight and then went up to featherweight, and I couldn't make bantamweight no more, and then I was killing myself to make featherweight, doing ridiculous weight cuts, so I had to move up to lightweight, and it's been the best thing for me, to be honest. I've now matured into my adult body, and lightweight's the way for me.
Now, I'm assuming you grew up watching mixed martial arts. I know you started about late teenagers, but I'm sure you watched them. Is there anyone you would say was your inspiration growing up?
Well, I only literally started watching MMA a couple of months before I started training it. If that, maybe a couple of weeks. Because as soon as I watched it, I was like, oh, I need to try this. This is unbelievable. But the one fight that I've always liked and I've looked up to is Minotauro Nogueira, Big Nog. It was a heavyweight. He'd just take a beating, and then he'd catch in a submission or knock you out. And that's what I pride myself on, being like myself, lad. I've got no quit in me. I'll keep taking it until I can actually catch you in something and beat you.
Did you ever fancy yourself as a footballer when you were growing up?
Oh, of course, lad. We all did. You know what I mean? Everyone said this in plenty of interviews. Round here, everyone wants to be a footballer, lad. Everyone wants to be a footballer. When you're a kid, you don't think about anything else. Everyone just wants to play football.
What position were you? If I had to guess, I'd say you'd be a fullback.
I was a striker.
Striker? You scoring goals, or are you just up there?
I was when I was a kid, but I was good. I was good up until about the age of 8, 9, 10, and then I stayed that level, and everyone got better. So I was shit.
Just bench warmer, bit like a Ricky role.
Defo.
Now, when we look at iconic Scousers in the sports world, we look at Steven Gerrard, we look at Jimmy Carragher, I guess. Do you think that you can end your career as the most iconic Scousers? Can you eclipse Gerrard's legacy, or do you think that
I hope Gerrard's so, lad, but Gerrard's the man, any lad. Gerrard's the boy. I don't know if I will ever be able to eclipse that, but hopefully, lad, in the future, I know I want to be a worldwide mega superstar, lad, so we'll see in the coming years, lad, what the future holds.
Well, you've already started growing yourself on social media, even though Instagram doesn't like you very much.
No, lad, Instagram doesn't like me at all, lad. I've had my second account disabled. The first one got disabled on like 187,000. The second one's just been disabled on 920,000.
What are you on now? A few 100,000?
No, 23k.
23k, oh god.
I only got disabled last week. I had to make a new account last week, lad. So everyone go and follow my new Instagram account at the UFC Baddie.
It's
a joke.
We'll get your
It's a
socials
joke.
all over.
I haven't even had to make one, lad. It's an absolute joke for defending a sick child, lad. What someone said something disgusting about.
Oh, I've seen it's
I've had my
disgraceful.
account. It's a disgrace, lad.
It's Mark Zuckerberg for you, isn't it? He's a
exactly that. So when I win my next fight and I say Mark Zuckerberg, I'm gonna punch your face in. I think my following will go right back up again.
Now, Mark Zuckerberg is a controversial figure. If you could see him fight anyone in the octagon, who would it be? Apart from yourself, apart from you.
A big heavyweight, lad. So a big heavyweight could fucking batter him.
I mean, I think a lot of people would pay to see that. It'd probably sell out. Could be on the undercard for your Anfield show.
I'd have him a charity fight. I'm game to have him a charity fight, lad. And tie one hand behind me back. You know what I mean? And I'll still batter him. He deserves it, lad. He's the biggest bully on the planet. He's took my livelihood away from me. Like, I earn more money from my social media than I do from me fights.
And
he's took my livelihood away from me, lad.
And you've expanded onto YouTube now. You do your baddie vlogs, which are quite
popular.
Yeah,
I've got me vlogs. I've got me vlogs. I've got me... Like, I've had to make a TikTok and stuff like that. I've got me Twitter. But even Twitter shut me account down last year. So I've had to make a new Twitter.
Now, a lot of celebrities think that they can get into the world of, well, not just mixed martial arts, but like any form of fighting, like the Jake Pauls, Logan Pauls. Would you ever take a fight like that for the payday, or just to show a celebrity that it's not easy, or is that something you wouldn't venture into?
Well, I've got a UFC contract, lad, so I can't do anything like that anyway. You know what I mean? I'm signed by the UFC. We've got a contract, lad. You can't do that, but I'll beat Jake Paul up anytime, anywhere, lad. In my Mars garden, in fucking anywhere you want, lad.
But initially, you rejected a UFC contract earlier in your career. How come that happened?
Yeah, I rejected the UFC twice, lad.
Twice? Is there any reason behind it? Just
I was getting paid a lot of money off Cage Warriors, and then I didn't feel like I was ready the second time. I was carrying injuries, so I didn't want to take fights on. Like, I think I got offered 2 months before. I had injuries and stuff, didn't want to take it. I always knew that it wasn't a question of if I was getting signed, it was when. So I just waited.
Now, after you presumably win your next fight on March 19th, who are you calling out afterwards? Is anyone in mind, or are you just going to see who
Mark Zuckerberg.
Is
Mark
anyone
Zuckerberg's getting called out, lad? I don't need to mention any of the fighters' names, lad. Fighters mention my name. I don't need to get people's names for publicity, lad. People mention me.
That's fair enough. Even Conor McGregor has mentioned your name recently.
Yeah, he got asked about me, though. Know what I mean? Yeah. He got asked about me. You can't really mention that. But all other fighters mention me, lad. I don't need to mention anyone else's name.
All right, and that's all the time we have today. I've been Harry Miller for Liverpool Goals, and this has been Paddy the Baddie. Paddy, is there anything you want to give a shout out to?
Just want to thank all my teammates, my sponsors, my family and that. You know what I mean? I want to give a shout out to little baby Lee as well. Everyone get over to his GoFundMe page and let's help him out. And everyone give me new Instagram a follow, because at the minute I was on 920,000 last week. Now I'm on 23,000. I need to rise back up so I can start earning money and helping charities out and stuff. But nice one for having me on, fella. I appreciate it.
Thank you for being here. Everyone, make sure you go follow him at the UFC Baddie on Instagram and Twitter. And we'll be seeing you next time. Thank you, everyone.